Hi everyone, it's Karen. I'm back to share with you my design team project for AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy for my first project for the month of April. And if you saw the goodies I received in my video that I put up last week, I think it was, or the week before, you will have seen this beautiful pink lacy fabric, really. And I wanted to make a little bag out of that, little pouch out of it, because it's just gorgeous. I did line this pouch with some nice pink fabric that I had in my stash. And this is a beautiful white lace piece that was from a yard of lace that Kim sent me. This is a beautiful lace. It's in the shop. And I just added that on. And it's just gorgeous in itself. It's just got the most beautiful threads. This is kind of got a bit of a sheen to it, and even in here, and these little tiny little drops on the end of these dangles. It's just so pretty. And I just added a few of my own flat backs in the center of the bigger flowers here, and also in the little ones here on the front of the bag. Few glue strings to go in there. And then I just, as a decorative touch, it's not actual closure, I just added on a bulb pin. And Kim has bulb pins in her shop. She did have these rose gold ones. She now has just silver ones. And I just added some own little loose pearls on there, and then one of her pretty heart blings that she did have in the shop. She has beautiful blings and more coming in all the time. Her blings sell out really quickly because they're just so pretty and shiny. But I still had one of those pink hearts, and it looked so pretty on there. I wanted to add that. And you can refer back to my video with my design team package for this month if there's any of the pieces that you're interested in, and hopefully you won't have any trouble finding them in the shop. And I will leave links to her Etsy shop, the Facebook group, and the Instagram account in the description box below, so that you can easily go. Just by clicking on the links, you can go to those different areas. You can go shopping, you can go look at the Instagram. We always post pictures of what the designers are creating and new items that are going in the shop, and the same in the Facebook group. So it's nice to, if you want to be a part of it all and keep up to date, then just follow us on Instagram, and just ask to join the Facebook group once you're on Facebook and logged in, and then pop over to the store and check the store out frequently, because she's always adding new things and things sell out really quickly. So this gorgeous little pouch, and there it is on the back. You can see that beautiful floral sort of lacy fabric. These all can be cut apart too, and I have cut them apart and used them in the project that's inside of the bag. And so you'll see how I've used them in that application as well. But it does, I sewed up each side on the sewing machine, and like I said, fully lined it inside. You can see part of the lining here. It's a pretty kind of a pinky fabric with a bit of a shiny stitching on it. I think it's actually part of a sari that I had purchased. Now, this little pouch is 8 inches wide, and it's about 6.5 inches tall. And then it has this lovely flap that goes over as well, so that it stays closed all on its own. It's really turned out very nice. And then inside, I created a little, I guess it's like a fabric book. I created it out of the tea bags, and I've made these little books before. And I use the cloth, I guess it's like cloth. It's like a little tea bag. I'll show you one if I can find one here. This one has the string pulled out of it. This is what they look like. I purchased them on Amazon, and I got a whole bunch of them, and I've made several books actually using them. I really like, they make a really cute little book. They're the actual insert part where you can put something in here is 2 inches wide, because it's sealed on the sides. You would put your loose tea in here and then pull the string that normally would be at the top, and you would put that in your tea pot to make tea, but of course I'm using them for crafting. So in total, they're 2.5, just over 2.5 inches wide, and they're about just over 3.5 inches long. And like I said, the little opening at the top allows for a 2-inch insert, and you'll see how I've used them. If you've seen me make these little books before, you'll have a little idea of what's coming. So I just tied her clothes with a little bit of pink seam binding. That was in my stash. Kim does have some seam binding in her shop, so you can check that out if she may have a color that suits you. That just happened to be in my stash. You'll recognize on the front here, this is the flower that I made in my design team video, and showing you how to use one application for that pretty lace that was in my design team package. And this, of course, is the same lace that made the bag. These are cut individually. I used 2 of the larger ones here and made a flower here, and I used a little one in the center of here, along with one of her doilies from the small doily pack. And then here is that cute bunny trim that was in my design team package, and of course I had to use that and make a little bunny book, and that's what I've done. Under here is half of one of the large round doilies that was in my design team package. These are the ones I am referring to, and they come in a pack. I think you get 4 like this, and then 2 have the dangles hanging on them. So I just cut this right down the center, and I used half of it on this side of the book and half on the other side. This, I made it this time like an accordion style, so really there's 2 fronts as it turns out, and you'll see how that goes in a second here. So that doily is attached onto the inside here of the first little tea bag, and the tea bags are all held together with lace as well. So that doily comes right down and dangles out below here. I put the bunny lace down the side. This was that flower I also had made in my design team package, and then I added that beautiful tassel on the bottom of it with that yummy lace that she has in the shop. And this is such a versatile lace, and it has that seam that holds the 2 strands on either side down the middle, and the way you let it fall, it makes a beautiful tassel. I did add in a couple little extra pieces. I just cut and added at the tail here to cover that a little bit more, and then one of the cute little bunny charms that she has, and I put that on dangling on the front as well. This little book has these beautiful yummy this trim on every single page, so the bottom of this is just yummy. Look how gorgeous this is. I just love it. That trim is just beautiful, makes beautiful dangles. And then the top of the book, this same beautiful ruffled, looks like little pieces of lace that are all attached onto the base of it, are all attached together. I use the tops of all the pages in this little book. So it's just all this yummy lace in the top too. And every once in a while, if you ruffle it, you can peek through and see some of the other little parts of the pages peeking through. And here you can see the top of the doily, and on the back, same. So I love how that turned out. The sides, these of course are your strings from your tea bags, and I have strung them all with beads, and I chose the beads to sort of go with the colors of the papers that I have chosen inside. And then some of them have little, like this one has the word bunny, because it is a little bunny book, you will see. This one says made with love. This has one of my beaded butterflies hanging on it, and that's on this side. And then on this side are the strings from these tea bag. And this one again has a beaded butterfly, and this one says spring. Let's open her up. Anticipation. Hopefully you're looking forward to seeing this little book. And there is the inside of the doily, and I put another one of those pretty pink flowers from this trim, and then I cut out a little bunny out of the bunny trim and added a bunny in the center there. And here's that yummy lace trim all across the top. Here you can actually see the cloth of the tea bag, and through it you can see this cute little bunny. And what I've done is I did digital downloads of bunnies, and there was only enough to do every other page, and then I put just some springy paper in behind the other ones. I have sealed these all closed, so this image is there inside. You can't get at it anymore. And I just love how it looks through the actual tea bag. It's sort of muted a bit, and but you can still clearly see it. It's really cute. Then I added laces up the side here too. This is the trim off the top of one of the laces. I can't remember which one. Actually, it's the bunny trim. So I used just a bit of the trim right off the top of there to trim down the side of the page. And then of course there's that yummy trim at the bottom. The little pink trim here with the flowers on it was a trim that Kim had in the shop, but I still had a little bit in my stash, and it just worked perfectly in this little book, so I used that as well. And then you can see the leaves here and these little white flowers here that I had added the little pink blings in the center. That is from looks like ivy. And these little leaves, that was in my design team package. It's in the shop right now. Beautiful trim. I've cut that all apart and used that around the edge. There's one of my beaded butterflies up in the corner. Page flips over, and we have the next two pages. This one I have done there's some springtime sort of paper in the actual tea bag, and then I have stitched on one of my napkins that had a bunny. I've done all hand stitching on her. She's all embroidered. I'm gonna bring her up closer so you can have a good look, but she has all beautiful embroidery stitches. Sorry, I've made the camera move a bit when I stood up. But she has beautiful embroidery stitches all on her. She's holding a little flower. She's wearing a little dress, and it's got all details on it. And then, but the base of this is a napkin, which is stitched onto some fabric, and then I fussy cut it out and applied it here on the page. And in the background is that beautiful bunny trim and the beautiful tassels hanging out the bottom. One of my tatted butterflies, and again some of that trim from the ivy trim that I showed you, and of course the lovely fluffy trim at the top. It is again an accordion style that I did, so that the tea bags are joined in an accordion. You can see it sort of accordions all the way out. Here's the next page. This one has the little image of the bunny down inside the tea bag. And this is a little bit off the paper that was also on the digital, and I just hung that little banner there. I thought it was so cute. And then added in, again, this flower paper is from the same digital download. And again, that yummy trim on the bottom. This side, I used her other lovely trim that was in my design team package. That was this one, which is a creamy yellow color with, and I think in the shop it's called cream, but it definitely has a bit of a yellow tone to it. And it has these beautiful tulle on the gross grain ribbon with the pearls. And I used that down the side of this page. And again, a little beaded butterfly. I think I used the tatted and beaded butterflies throughout this book. And tucked in behind this little butterfly is part of one of the little pink flowers off of this trim. It just allowed her not to blend in too much and to give her something to mount her on to be up against the lace. Here's the next two pages. And again, I did show you all of the beads, and they are, of course, on the edges of the tea bags. Again, this little one is a little stitched bunny, little napkin. I put the napkin onto a piece of cotton material, and I stitched, lots of stitching going on with this little bunny in 2 or 3 shades of gray, with a little bit of pink for the nose and the mouth, and a little bit of black for the eye and the eyelashes. And then again, beautiful bunny trim down the side. Another one of the pink flowers cut out of that lace. And this time I put a button and a bit of thread in the center of that one. And just a little bit of accent with some lace from my stash and a little bit of ribbon down that one. And this page, and of course the bottom has that beautiful trim on each page. This one, there's a bunny in the little tea bag in the back, and a little bit of the top of the bunny trim there, a little bit off of this trim at the bottom. I just cut some of this. There's one in particular that's got quite a bit like of this or this one. And I just cut a little bit of this off and added it up here, and then put a little bit of acrylic flower there that I had in my stash. Another of the pink flowers, this time with the one of Kim's rosebuds in the center, and then that beautiful creamy yellowy tulle trim down the side with the pearls. And then I just added a little bow with some pretty purpley colored thread in the corner here. And again, this is from the actual digital that's downloaded. There was some extra little flowers and things that I used here and here on the pages. And then when you start from the beginning, you flip through, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, and then we start all over again. So when this is laying flat, this is either the back or the front, but it's kind of the front both ways, because now that becomes the back and this becomes the front. So I put one of my little crocheted bunnies on there and added in a little bit of embroidery stitching and did a little pink stickles on the nose there. And then I did some tatted flowers along the bottom here with some little flat back pearls in them. And then these are the little flowers from that ivy trim from Kim's shop. And this little trim here is some trim she had in her shop too that I have been hoarding, and I just added a couple little pieces in there. And again, there's the other half of that doily and attached on the side. And then this bunny trim put over the top. And then you open that up, and on the inside of this doily, I put a couple of the, one of the ivy leaves, and then some of the smaller leaves, and then a couple of flowers. I added in some little clay flowers on those. Those are from my stash. Kim does have some clay flowers in her shop, but I think the choices are getting limited. Another one of my beaded butterflies in the cover. And then this page is the bunny trim down the side, a cute little bunny there inside the tea bag, a couple of little butterflies created out of some trim I had in my stash. And then this is a pretty sorry ribbon that I had from Kim's shop that was from my, it was in one of my, I think one of the boho packages that she sent me a while back, and I was keeping it, and I love the color. It matched with the blues, sort of turquoisey blues, so I used that, and I just added a little button in the center with a stitch in it, and a little bit of bling across the top here, and then of course that beautiful lace. And the dangles here are the ones that says spring, and it has, and all the dangles have crimp beads on the bottom and a crimp cover as well, so they're nicely finished off. Next page is again another one of my stitched bunnies. So this is a napkin on the fabric. It's all been stitched. I think there's about 2 shades of brown and a shade of gray all blended in there to create that bunny. And then I just used some of the paper from the digital download, and I used that to go up the side of this page, and behind the bunny here, there's a little ladybug on it there. And then I added in some other pieces from my stash just to look like this bunny's kind of peeking out from the garden. And a little bit of that trim, again, that's from this dangle trim. You just cut little bits of it off, and it fits really pretty up here on the top with a little bit of movement, and then another beaded butterfly. A little bit of lace from my stash here and here. This one I put a little bit of pearls through it just to add a little bit more interest and texture. This page has another bunny showing through the tea bag, and These little flowers were from my stash. I just needed a few up the top there. This lovely trim from Kim's shop again, the creamy yellow, and this time I added some buttons in between the pearls. And I just did a turquoisey blue stitch in each of those buttons, and that ties in with the turquoise here, and then of course the little beaded butterfly in those colors. Then we have some pinks in the paper itself, and one that I fussy cut out and put on the outside of the tea bag here, and then added in some of my own tatted little flowers along the bottom here. This page, just get this butterfly out of the way. Again, she's attached to the bottom of the strings. This one is a little bunny that is on the digital download in the pocket of the tea bag. And then I added in, of course, trims and tatted butterfly and some little blings on this page. And this, of course, is the trim again from the bottom, just little pieces of it cut to put in here. And then this is the leaves and the white flowers from the ivy trim. Well, I'm calling it it looks like ivy to me. It's this one. Oops. They look like ivy leaves and then smaller leaves and flowers. And I just cut that all apart. I still have a little bit left, so I'll be using that in my other project for this month. And then this is the last page on this side, and again, this is a little stitched bunny, same technique. It's on the napkin, it's on fabric, and then I stitch. This one has a couple shades of brown, a little bit of pink in the ear there, and this one I put a little fluffy tail on. Just did some what we call turkey stitches, and then I cut them and fluffed them. So she's got a little fluffy tail. This was the one trim I showed that wasn't in my design team package, but I said it was in the shop in the pink and the purple, but I think it just reminds me of something you'd use for a spring or Easter project. So I did show it, and I did use a little bit of it in here. Again, that lovely trim with the tulle and the pearls and the ribbon in behind. And then here's a butterfly created out of that lace fabric, the one that's in the bag. You just take one of the flowers and you cut one of the petals off so that you're left with the 4 wings. And then I put a little tiny flower in the center with a bling, and she's got her antennae are just little buds off of some flowers that I had, some silk flowers. And then this is again from that beautiful ivy trim. I just cut the pieces and made sort of a bit of a vine there with it, and then I added these little green clay flowers on that page. All springy flowers. And then of course on each end, the way that this bunny trim has been applied on the front side, it allows it to peek out, and you can see because the back side of it is quite pretty too, so it looks nice. And that takes us back to a front. So it's just the way that the book is, you see the doily on each side here, and they're on the fronts, and then it flips through, and of course it opens all the way up on each side as well. So this is what it would look like on this side if you were just to lay it out flat, and this is what it would look like on this side if you were to lay it out all the way flat. But it is meant to sort of accordion up and be like this. You see all this yumminess, and this doily can fold over this way, and you see that bunny trim there, and this doily folds over this way, and you see the bunny trim here when the beads aren't getting in the way. And then I just put the little ribbon on it just because I thought it just tied it up and allowed it to go in the bag more easily so that it isn't getting hung up when you're things aren't getting hung up when you're trying to put it in the bag. And I think I forgot to mention that on this side at the back, I also put another one of the cute little bunny charms. So there's actually one on both sides. On this, there's one here, and then there's one here. So I hope you love this cute little bunny book that I created, and the bag that goes with it. and that you'll pop over to the shop and have a look at all the beautiful laces and trims that Kim has in the shop. Create something pretty for yourself. This item, again, this one will be for sale. If anyone's interested, you can contact me by my email in the description box. And please don't forget to go over and check out the shop and get some goodies of your own. Remember, the links are all below in the description box. And also, I will have links to all the amazing designers that Kim has designing for AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy, and you need to go over and check out their channels if you haven't already, and look at the beautiful things that they're designing using Kim's beautiful supplies from her shop. And I also just want to say a quick thank you. My inspiration originally for these tea bag books that I've been making for a while, I think I've made about 6 now, was originally Charlotte Peterson, and she is also on YouTube, and I am going to leave a link to her below because she is joining our team in May, and so she will be listed below under the designer links. So you can go over and check out her channel, check out how she put together her tea bag journals, our books, and also get ready because she's going to be joining our team in May, and she's got some beautiful projects that she's going to be inspiring everyone with using supplies from AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy. I just want to wish you all a very happy and wonderful Easter. Hope you're spending it with family, friends, or doing something that you enjoy, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.